Okay, so we are at one of my favorite trailheads. It's the PRT station, Library, Pennsylvania. There's the car, it's locked. Hopefully everything's great. Now there's all those beams over there. Last year there were the ones on the right. Now they got these ones on the left. There's a little gap I'll go through. Because right straight ahead you can't really go down through that gully. Cut through here. I don't know what's going on with these. These have been here. These ones to my right have been here all last year. These are new. Cross ties. This is where you always got to watch because people have their dogs through here and they take one last dump before you get back to your car and they don't clean up. So you really don't know what you're stepping in. But just got to be careful. Here's that sign we all know. Okay. Mile marker 36. Right there. Okay. There's my vehicle over there. Probably should have worn shorts and a short sleeve shirt. I really wasn't sure because it's going to be really windy today, this afternoon especially. It's windy right now. And I didn't want to get too chilly, too cold. I should have mentioned today is Sunday, March 15th, 2025. 2027, let me say 2020. March 16th, gosh dang it. Mixing up 5s and 6s. Okay, start over. Today is Sunday, March 15th, 2026. I was thinking of 25 because last year, 1 year ago roughly, March 14th, 2025, I went on the trail and I wore shorts and a short sleeve shirt in March. That was out at the Scenic trailhead. Cecil Henderson. Now, 2 years before, something going on. 2 years before, it's like March 2024, I remember coming on this part of the trail. And I wore long sleeves like today, long sleeve shirts and long jeans. And it was like, in the 70s. I remember I was walking down here. Some dude was walking. He's like, "Aren't you hot?" He made like a big deal out of it. I said, "Yeah, a little bit, not that much." Oh, there's a snake right there. Let's get a picture of that. Hi. Now that guy scared that snake, and it's down there now. He wasn't paying attention. I stopped to take an alternate video of it, and he scared it. So we didn't get the alternate video. You got to be cognizant of your surroundings. Situational awareness, which most people don't have. Out of all the buzzwords that we learned over the years when I was working, that's the one that sticks in my mind the most. Situational awareness. Yeah, it's pretty windy right here. I feel chilly. I feel cold. My ears are... my head's getting cold. I have that road blocked off. I thought I saw something down there when I was down there on Brownsville. Yeah, I saw something blocked off. And they got these cones up here. This Pleasant Drive. So what way would you go if you lived up there? I guess you go, I don't know if you go through this high street. I'm not really sure where that goes. Well, that's one good thing. You won't have a bunch of cars coming on this road. This is the part where you have to share the trail shares the road. You see the road? Okay, road closed on there. And then they got these cones right here. Huh. So I guess you'd have to go up this high street. I don't know this area too well. All I know is this little short part where the trail shares the road. When that guy scared that snake, I thought the snake was going to go right up and onto my shoes and up into my leg, in my pants. Hi, how you doing? Good, how are you? Cute little girl in that stroller. That's great. Bring the kids out on the trail. Get them familiar with it when they're little. I never did anything like that. This really wasn't a trail when I was little. It was trains. I've been walking pretty fast. Better slow it down. I don't want to overdo it, but heart rate's perfect. Like I said on my last video, and the one before, last video, Tuesday. Everything's great. The one before that, Monday, that wasn't too great. So, let's see. This is my 4th trip on the trail in 2026. Hi. If I gotta let go of that leash, that dog would have been all over me. Look friendly though. You never can tell. So on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, I was talking about weather changing. Wednesday, it really got bad, rainy, storms, nasty. But then we had some major temperature drop on Thursday, and it gradually improved. Today's Sunday, and I got in the car, or got out of the car, it was like about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty decent. Well, here comes the infamous Viaduct. I always like to see a train car here. A PRT. I can hear all those birds over there. Jeez. It's really loud. So here's a train track. Or you could even say streetcar track. Alright. Alright, so back that way is the station where we came from. There's a track down there. There's a library viaduct straight ahead. Train track on this side. Oh, it's windy. Got this zoom, decent zoom on this phone. I'm down in there, so I'm hearing all those birds. I don't see any. Man, it's loud. Hi. Flying on that bike. It's an electric bike and he's going real fast. Woo-wee. I think I'd have been cold if I'd had shorts and this is blowing my sleeve right there. If I had shorts and a short sleeve shirt on, I think I'd be kind of cold right now. But definitely not as cold as past Monday we had. Boy, I was freezing. That wind was biting cold. I always like seeing a train here. Never gets old. Well, now that we're here, maybe I should take some selfies. I haven't taken any selfies yet. There's a selfie. Okay. Alright, so we're on the library viaduct. Straighten that out. Yeah, it looks stupid actually. Alright. Library viaduct. Back there is the train track. And then on this side is obviously the train track. Right down there. Well, that sun's in my eyes right here. Ooh. Man, that wind looked like it was going to blow the phone right out of my hand. Damn. Like I said before, this one is the second longest viaduct, I think, on the trail. The longest one is that McDonald one, not in the middle of nowhere. This one has plenty of landmarks on either side, so it's not too spooky. You don't get too queasy on it. Got plenty of stuff to see. There's that old Rite Aid down here. Boy, that's an eyesore. They're all over the place. All those, there's 35.5 mile marker. All those Rite Aids abandoned. They're littered all over. Something gonna take it over. Maybe I just had a thought in my head. I don't know if it's, didn't hear anything about it. I'm just thinking that. What if Amazon were to open for their retail pharmacy, in-store retail pharmacy, take over all the Rite Aid locations? I doubt it. Now here's a place you gotta watch where you walk, because there's always some crap in here. Okay. A little bit muddy and a little bit of crap. Library Viaduct. Now, I took a picture here. I remember it because it was like 2024. And I took one right here. I mean, I take it here all the time, but I took one and I'm using it as my profile picture. Let's take another one 2 years later. Alright, here we go. Okay, that's enough of that. Well, let's keep going. I'm feeling pretty good. See how mileage. Geez, it's only like 0.6 miles so far. I think the last time I was here was in September of 25. Yeah, I remember I just got my new car in September, and I was like, and I think I also got that new phone. Might have been right before I got the new phone though. Anyway, it was in September. Hi. Lots of broken twigs on this trail. We've had some pretty nasty winds. Storms with strong winds, boy. Then Friday we had some strong winds, no rain, and I think we're supposed to have this strong winds for more days. I grabbed this day today because tomorrow it's going to be rain and some snow, and the day after that some snow flurry. Nothing big, I mean just cold though. It's going to be like, I think tomorrow's going to go from 60, 61, and say tonight at midnight So Monday, start of Monday's like 61 degrees or whatever. Then it goes down into the 40s or 30s. Tuesday's going to be a lot in the 20s. But when I was talking about this stuff on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, I didn't realize that we would have a nice day here, like today, to get back out. Just got to keep tabs on your weather. Be ready. Have your bags packed. Have your camera ready, charged. There's a little pathway that goes down to that parking lot. Now here comes some sign entering Bethel Park. On the other side is about South Park. Yeah, entering South Park. This Bethel Park doesn't last very long. Pretty soon up here I'll be switching into Peters Township. Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Hi. There's that sign, Churchill Road, Bethel Park. You can see everything really clearly without the leaves. I definitely want to be living near the trail. Yeah, this is There's a little shelter. Bench with a little shelter on. I've seen that one guy all the time here. Yeah, this is constantly going uphill now. But I'm doing okay. Where are we in miles? Okay, we're 0.9 only. Lots of twigs here. I think here's the sign to go into Peters Township. This sign right here is, yeah. There's actually no sign, but there's a post. I always like this here when there's leaves, you know. You see those tree trunks, bare tree trunks, and then all of a sudden there's leaves hanging over the trail. Really nice. To me, the seasons seem to be coming, at least in this, this past 6 months, coming a little sooner than normal. For example, last fall, it started getting really cold in October. And winter wasn't too good at all. And all of a sudden, late February, early March, it starts getting more like April. So everything shifted a month and a half or so. Wow, that guy was flying. I guess I would be doing that too if I had a bike and I was going downhill. Well, I do have a bike. I'm just saying if I was on my bike. Hi. Okay, so now we're going to start getting into the section that's away from all the homes and stuff. Here's that apartment building that curves. And over there's another apartment thing that curves over. Now we're into just the wilderness. Now it's scenic. I always like looking down there, that water. See all that water going down in there. Hi. Yeah, this is uphill, boy. Mile marker 35. So where I parked, it was mile marker 36. It was mile marker 35. Which should mean that we should be at a mile. And we are at 1.06. Approximately correct. Okay, so now I see the sign for that Bethel, or for the Peters Township. I thought it was back there, but it's up here. I can see it right now. Hi. I'm doing fine with this uphill. Good heart rate. Normal, I mean, good normal. It's one of the widest portions of the trail. There's a couple places like this. The trail is real nice and wide. It's beautiful here. All right, here we go. Entering Peters Township. And there should be the other side saying entering. There we go. Entering Bethel Park right there. This is entering Peters Township right here. Hi. The last few times I've come here from the PRT station, I've come all the way up to that underpass under Churchill Road. There's a dog right there. Nice looking dog. My first few times on this portion, I only went up to that one sign that goes over to Churchill, and there's apartments over there to the left. And then gradually I'd go a little further. And then last year, when I did it, I came all the way up here to the Churchill Road, which is pretty far. I mean, it's like, I think it's like 1.6 miles, 1.7 miles maybe from where I started. So that's a long journey. Because remember, what's the famous saying? You always have to go back. I mean, you don't always have to go, but you're going to want to go back. It'll be easy going back, though. It'll be all downhill. This is pretty good exercise. Slight uphill grade. Well, I'm getting sweaty now. Blow my nose again. We're going to start getting into that whole thing with the pollen and the sneezing and runny nose stuff. Who knows? Instead of that starting in May, it'll probably start in April. Everything's a month in advance. Oh, it's really nice over there. There's my favorite type of fence.
sorry, 13 miles.
There's people's backyards right there. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to live there. Not to be negative or anything, I'm just saying. If your house was there and there were a bunch of strangers coming in, in your backyard area, coming on the trail, probably wouldn't be a good feeling. So if you were some kind of a thief, you could come up here on a motorcycle, even though you're not supposed to. You wouldn't care about, breaking laws or anything, so you'd come up here, do the bad deeds, and get right on your bike. First water of the trail. Be more precise. First water of the trail walk today. So where are we at? Wow, 1.4 miles. We've come this far, we've got to go all the way. So when I come from Peterswood Park, and I've come down here, and I've come all the way down there to where that lady's walking, somewhere around there, and that's about as far as I went in that direction before turning around. Now here, I go all the way up to that underpass, coming in this direction. There's this tree service place. Right up in here, there's always like a weird smell. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It smells like some kind of dead animal mixed in with like a musty smell and wood, freshly cut wood. Enjoy the trail, RKG. Dedication. I remember right up in here, at one time I saw all those deer. I think that was 2 years ago. All up in this area here. Huh. Hi. Oh, look at all that water right there. That looks interesting. Okay, I see the water being... Okay, I got it. So it comes down, drains right there. Let's get a... Holy shit, look at this guy coming real fast. See what I mean? That's illegal on the trail. He's not pedaling. When you use a electric bike like that, you're not supposed to be going... Firstly, you're going too fast. Secondly, you got to be using it in the mode where you're pedaling as well as. But I mean, you know, who's going to follow the rules when you're on a thing like that? There's nobody around to check you. You're going downhill like that. That would be a fun ride. That's like riding a motorcycle, basically. Here's that area that has a little swamp. It's like something's crawling on my leg. I hope not. Okay. You never know, man. Alright. There's the water. There's people on bikes in a little scooter thing. There's that place over here I was talking about, the freshly cut wood smell mixed in with dead animal smell, mixed in with whatever. Alright, so that water comes down here. I think it's down that way. Yeah. Now here's that section with those school buses. We're getting close to that underpass. There's no turning back now. This is a great day. Weather's really nice. Warm, not too windy. Sunny. It's a nice feel. It's a Sunday afternoon. Lazing on a Sunday afternoon. Well, it's all wet over there too. And we're getting really close. I can see the cars up there by the underpass. Yeah, I remember 2 years ago, early of 2024, probably like in April, first time I had come on this part, I came down from Peterswood Park and I walked all the way down here. Not all the way, just like to where I had said earlier, like I think from Peterswood Park down to there was like 1.6 miles, 1.7 miles. There's mile marker 34.5. That would mean 1.5. I'm at 1.56. So, yeah, this is all hanging together. Everything's consistent with each other. Hi. Yeah, because went back there when it was the previous mile marker would have been a mile. I had like 1.06. Now it's 1.5. I got 1.56. So everything's hanging together. I found. Well, it's windy right here. Holy shit! Didn't bring a hard hat. Look out! Always gotta be careful. There's some twigs coming down. Like, I will say this, the mile markers are consistent with each other. The signs that they had before, everything's consistent. The mile marker indicator on each of those signs near the trailheads, that's consistent. The only thing that's not consistent is that new one they put up there down at the Gilmore Junction. Alright, so here we are. Whew. I'm a little tired now. Going up all that hill. That whole way was uphill. Let's take a look at this sign. I think it says Churchill Road. You know, if that tree limb would have come down on my head, that would have been pretty serious. Churchill Road. So bring your bike helmet even when you're walking. Alright, so that way goes back to Peterswood Park. There's Churchill Road up there. I'm going to start heading back. And I'm at 1.65. That's what I thought, 1.65. Hi. You know, people right up there, that graffiti, they must lay on those rocks up there because they're written upside down. Let's get a picture of that. Crazy. Huh. Well, that's really difficult to get those, like right up there, to write those upside down. You've got to lay like on that rock or whatever. Okay, selfie. Selfie at the underpass. Selfie at the underpass. Is this straight? Yeah, it's straight. Okay. Alright, now let's see if I can feel that breeze and I'm sweaty, so boy, it's getting a little chilly. Yeah. Alright, let's get moving. Head back. What time is it anyway? 1:18. I don't know if we've been walking. Oops. Oh shit. I touched that by accident. I didn't mean to do that. This watch is a little finicky. You touch it a certain way and you accidentally turn off your walk. Your recorded walk. Hi. Oh. Hi. This brings back memories of that first time. Always so amazed when I come on this trail, especially, you know, the first few times in a new area. But I never get tired of it. This is great. It's all downhill from here on. I mean, there's some level parts down by the viaduct, but I mean, this is all going downhill. And it feels good. and a kid riding that little, it looked like almost like a mini bike, but it wasn't. It was an electric bike with the big tires, like mountain bike tires. And he wasn't pedaling, so he's using the motor the whole way. That would be kind of fun to do. Yeah, look at that water right there. That's some ugly. You wouldn't want to walk in that. So then we're going to have cold weather Monday and Tuesday. I mean winter cold, like 20s and 30s with some rain and snow. Then it's going to gradually get back up. Each day goes up a little bit. By the time we get to next weekend, like Friday, Saturday, it's probably going to be like in the 50s. So it'll be getting good, but it won't be, well, for me, it won't be trail walking weather. It's a little bit too cold still. The first day of spring is next Friday. So that'll be March 20th. So I came out on the trail, first day was March 6th. Today is March 15th. Well, I brought my coat and my hat. I left them in the car. Just in case, you never know. Hi. Take a little break here. That lady carrying that gigantic thermos. Take a break. Get a little bit of water. I don't like somebody walking right in front of me because it's on my video. She wasn't friendly at all. I said hello. She didn't say anything. But I guess you can't be too careful. You never know. People are crazy. Now check out this twig hanging down. Now I'm taking a break, taking pictures. Right there. There it is. Right there. It's hanging down. It goes straight down. There's a mountain bike, electric bike, mountain tires. Alright. This is basically hanging on by a thread. You don't want to get hit by that. Cover my head. I love this time of year because this is like everything's ahead of you. The whole season. There's a positive feeling in that. Like when you have some good days there in September and October, you're feeling good, but then it's going to come to an end. You're going to have to go through the whole winter. Nasty. Now we didn't even start spring yet. Oh, great. See if I can try to get out on the trail more this year than I did last year. I did a lot, but not as much as the year before, I think. There was always something, you know, like either it was too cold in May and June, and then it got too hot. I don't know, I just got to force myself to get out there more, even if it's, you know, not the most ideal weather. Even if I keep coming back to the same places. Hi.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Have a nice day.
Hi, how you doing? Sure. Now here's some twigs hanging down. Hi. I'll never forget that day last year. I think it was late May. I always thought it was June, but I mean, as I remember it, I thought it was June, but I think it's late May. And it was like cloudy and drizzling a little bit. And I had shorts and a short sleeve shirt. And I went up to Quicksilver Trailhead. And it was like really so cold and windy. Tell you what, every time there's a storm now, I'm starting to get paranoid about that hail. Just hoping it's not going to be hail. Pretty much went through my whole life, my adult life, not seeing very much hail. You see it on the news and stuff, but I mean, physically seeing it where you live. There was one time in the late 80s, or maybe it was towards the mid 80s. It sticks out in my head because there was a nasty hail storm and everything, and the hail wasn't very large. The size was pretty small, but when I came out to look at my car, there was no real damage to metal, but there was like a little bit of piece of a pinstriping that came off. And that's the only time I had experience with that with my car. Until last year, April 2, 2025, nasty hailstorm did all that damage to my car. Now I got this new car, so I really don't want to have that happen. Is that that lady with the... It's that same lady with the thermos, the pink thermos. Alright, entering Bethel Park. I like this short trip, 1.6 mile, 1.65 miles. And you go through 3 townships. Start in South Park, go through Bethel Park, and get to Peters. Right. Well, there's a big tree broken down near its base, but it looks like it's been for a while. It's not like it just happened. That one straight ahead there. It took a while to get here today, as it always does. I really, really wish that they could make, but they never will in my lifetime, the connection from I-576 over to that I-43. Because they've got like what they're calling the Southern Beltway. It goes from like up at the airport all the way down to Route 79 now. It takes them decades to do little pieces. And this one, I don't think it's ever going to happen because it's just way too populated in this area. But anyway, because there's nothing like that, you have to zigzag around. Now, ever since I was little, we used to always get down through Bridgeville. Wherever we went to South Hills for whatever reason, we'd cut through Bridgeville, and it was okay, but now it's just way too much traffic. It's crazy. Try to get through there, it's like a bottleneck. You can't get through it. So my thing is I'm going to go around it. Go south of Bridgeville, far enough south, and then come looping back up. But after you do this stuff enough times, you figure out like what's the quickest way to do it without going through Bridgeville and without getting stuck in any kind of traffic jams. So I figured it out. And one of the favorite ways I do right now for today, I did on Clifton Road. I love that road. Clifton Road, one of my favorite roads in the county. Now we're getting back into all the apartment complexes on either side. I've been watching these First Amendment auditor videos again, like I said last time. I'm starting to get tired of it again. Hi. Hi.
Thank you.
Huh? Little kid. That's pretty cute. Take your little kid out on a trail like that. It's really cool. When I was little, they got me a bike. My parents got me a bike when I was little, you know. At first I had training wheels. And then they got rid of the training wheels and was able to ride it. But we didn't go to any kind of parks. Kind of just drove around our neighborhood. My mom never learned how to ride a bike in her life. She was always embarrassed about it. Damn, this Kleenex is going. This Kleenex is about destroyed, eh? Get another one. Have to throw this out up there at the garbage dump. What we did instead of, family, say, bike rides, because my mom didn't ride, we used to go ice skating all the time. That was fun. I learned to ice skate when I was 7. My parents took me. They were ice skaters for years. And then they took me and I learned and I was 7. And we used to go all the time, like every week. Sometimes two or three times a week to different ice rinks. I was getting pretty good there. You know, I had hockey skates. I didn't do any figure skating. There's this garbage can. It looks like you have to touch something to put your garbage in it. I don't like touching stuff. Oh no, there's a hole in it. Okay, that's great. You just stick that hole, somebody like broke a hole into that. You just stick it down in a hole. You don't have to touch anything. Here's that little parking area that belongs to that complex up there. And there's all those stairways that go up there. But I've seen people parking at that place right across from me and then walking on the trail. But I wouldn't take any chances doing that. You don't want to get involved in that private property business and trespassing and all that horse shit. The winds are picking up, as they said it would in the afternoon today. So now, all of a sudden, we've gone through Bethel and we're entering South Park Township. See how quick that was? It's amazing. So what does that mean? Let's figure it out. So let's wait till we get right to the sign. Okay, here it is, right here. South Park Township. So that means that to my left, those apartment buildings are in Bethel. Or no, Peters. Wait a second, is that here? Yeah, Bethel. And to the right, they're in South Park. Same thing up there. So really, I mean, if you lived in that complex to my right, or to my left, but especially this one to my right, you could get mixed up. People get mixed up into what township they live in. Let's get this back out. Here we go. I need some water. So we're going to be coming up on the Viaduct again. It's like when I first started doing the trail, I'd see people like that, old people like me, riding bikes. I'm like, I gotta get me a bike. I love it. So I did. I got me one. I didn't really like riding it too much, though. Too much work pedaling up hills. And now we're coming up on the viaduct. Trail turns to the left. I can smell some wood burning. Maybe we'll see a train. Maybe we'll see a streetcar. Used to come down this way quite a bit. Parents and I would eat at the Pasta 2 down there in oh, there's a train car right there, damn it. Because I stopped, and you get to see it walking on your right. Because I stopped there and talked and drank some water, I missed seeing that seeing that train car come down. I mean, I saw it, but I couldn't, get an alternate video of it. 35 and a half. I have got plenty of videos of that cars, but that's really fun to see. Especially when you don't see it every day. No, but I was saying, I used to come out here all the time. Go down towards South Park, eat at that restaurant, and take a ride, get down through, eventually come out on Brownsville, down there past that Stewart Road, and then we come back up on Brownsville, right through here. Through the ear, right through your head. Well, there's the train track. Hang out here enough, you might see another train, but oh, here comes one. Okay, good. We can try to get this one. Get this on video. Now let's get in the clear here. We don't want this fence in the way. Here, oh, that bird right there. Anyway, let's get this. That was that gigantic bird, but he went away now. Okay. Well, I got to see that. That was a huge bird. I almost thought that was like a signal from the train coming. It's a loud bird too. That dude was flying. This is fun coming on this. You don't have to spend any money except for your gas money. It's not like, you don't have to, it's not like going to an amusement park or anything. Just have fun going on the trail, taking videos. No, but I was saying, I was getting a little tired again of those First Amendment auditor videos. People freak out so much when they see somebody taking pictures and videos. They just become unhinged lunatics. Moronic. They go do stupid things too, like acting like a fool. Jumping around, acting like an idiot as soon as they see somebody taking your picture. I don't think I'd ever do anything like that. First Amendment auditor video type stuff. Just stand around at post offices or outside of shopping centers and just be constantly videoing somebody. I remember when the iPhone was brand new back in like 2007, and that was all over the news and everybody was talking about taking photos and videos and that. My dad said, "What do you think of that?" He was like, "Oh man, what do you think of that?" "What?" "They're taking videos, pictures. That's not right. They shouldn't be doing that." That was when that concept was pretty new, But now, I mean, it's been determined that it's legal to do. The thing is, from public, if you're standing in public, if you can look at it, you can see it wherever it is, even if it's in private. Like I can see those homes over there. I can video it. Doesn't matter. But there's so many people that still think it's illegal. It smells like somebody's doing a cookout here. And there's a guy straight ahead. I can smell the food cooking. Cookout. Yeah, there it is right there. Smoke's blowing this way. There's the smoke right there. Well, it smells good. charcoal smell. I love that smell. Cooking out some food. Alright, now we've got to cross the road, but fortunately there's not going to be a lot of cars because the road's closed down there. Last time I did this, I went straight down on the road for the first time and went into that entrance there on Pleasant Street. I'm not going to do that today. Okay. Yes, if you went down there, you probably couldn't even do that walking because they got that blocked off. You don't want to be walking in through that tape, you know, trying to go under the tape. Hi. Yeah, like I said, back in September, last time I was here, I took that Pleasant Street all the way down, walking, and I went to the entrance to the, that was the first time I ever did that entrance to the PRT station. That was fun. I don't like walking on that road too much. I don't like walking on roads with cars. Did one of those one time down in McDonald. Parked the car, went on the Panhandles Trail, went up to the Montour Panhandle connector, went back down on that, and came out on, or maybe I did, whatever. I did something where I came back onto the road, Nobletown Road, and I decided, well, instead of going all the way back walking the way I had come, I'll just go back through McDonald on the road, and that was kind of tricky. All those cars driving real fast. I definitely don't like that. I used to do that when I was younger on a bike, a pedal bike. Did a lot of things when you were younger that you wouldn't do now. And you could think, well, maybe you cut down through here. Like earlier when I was parking my car, I saw some people coming through here. They probably, like, let's see, right down there, there's like a, sort of near that van down there, there's a little place. It looks like you could go down into that gutter and come right back up without being in the water or anything deep. But I wouldn't do it. Now, like right here, you could do that actually. I'm not going to. I'm going to go all the way down to where I started. I like how they strategically made that gully in there so you can't really just, go down through here. They have all these people messing around in a parking lot. Oh, my car's still there. Nice looking car, huh? From a distance, my Lexus It has a similar look to that, what is that one? That the Crown Signia, the Toyota Crown Signia, which I thought I might like until I realized they didn't have any spare tires, and it has CVT for transmission. I almost was thinking about the Crown sedan, switching back into a sedan, and I was thinking about the one that has the regular transmission, not the CVT. But that's just, it goes up and up in price. It's just way too expensive. Mile marker 36. Alright, so here we are. Let's cut through this. Just watch where you're stepping. Make sure it's nothing bad. Crap extraordinaire. And my nose is running like crazy. My eyes are watering, my nose is running, just like it does in the, like in May, with the pollen. Yeah, just looking at that, it sort of has that shape to it. All the Lexus and Toyota vehicles have that type of shape, but this is nicer than the Toyota. It's a Lexus. The high-end Toyota. Alright, so now we're going to be signing off from PRT Station on Sunday, March 15th, 2026. Bye-bye.